Yes, we got to go to Arizona where this man is being accused of strangling his girlfriend to death. And he was arrested after he was trying to flee to India, but he was captured in Germany. So right now we got some more grueling details that have just now been released about it, so we got to get over into it.
So now an Indian national studying business at the University of Arizona, now accused of murdering his girlfriend, then fleeing the country. The 20-year-old was arrested in Germany, now awaits extradition to Arizona on charges of murder and kidnapping. Senior correspondent Claudia Cowan picks up the story from there. And Claudia, what have we learned? Hello.
Well, good morning, Bill. According to her friends, this young woman was so afraid of her boyfriend, she was planning to break up with him. Now she's dead and he's in custody halfway around the world after police say he tried to escape to his native India. 20-year-old Varun Bachagari was arrested in Germany after he allegedly strangled 19-year-old Julissa Salazar, a student at the University of Arizona. According to authorities, she was found on the floor of her Tucson apartment on Thursday with obvious signs of trauma on her neck. Detectives say that same day, Bachagari stole Salazar's phone and credit cards and sent a series of messages to her mother pretending to be her, which led to a welfare check request and the discovery of her body. According to police, Bachagari traveled to the Tucson International Airport, where he boarded a flight to Germany with plans to continue to his home country of India. At the Berlin airport, German authorities, working with the FBI and Tucson police, were waiting to take him in.
I'm trying to figure out what exactly text messages he sent to the mother that made her need to do a welfare check. Did he just fail at trying to pretend to be her? But your girlfriend tries to leave you, so you decide to strangle her? Sounds like he was already a bad guy to begin with. So I'm happy he has been caught, but you deserve to spend the rest of your life in jail. Let's keep going.
Federal sources tell Fox Bachagari came to the U.S. on a student visa in January of 2024 and was studying business at the University of Arizona. But he was reportedly kicked out after getting into a fight. Police say he had a history of domestic violence, including allegedly sexually assaulting Julissa Salazar in the past. Her family has now set up a GoFundMe, saying the 19-year-old leaves behind her parents and two younger sisters who love her and miss her more than words can express. Bachagari is now awaiting extradition back to Arizona, where he will be booked into the Pima County Jail on first-degree murder and kidnapping charges.
All right, Claudia,
Bill.
thank you for that. Martha's got more on this. Claudia Cowan, thanks, Martha.
So let's bring in the former DOJ prosecutor, Jim Trusty. Jim, good morning to you. Always good to have you with us.
Hey, Martha.
Hi there.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, too. I'm not seeing you yet, but I hope I see you soon. Do we have Jim? Okay. All right. So we have your audio. One of the interesting things about this case, I mean, it's a terrible case, and I hope he gets extradited, and I want you to tell us if you think he will. He sent text messages on his former girlfriend's phone pretending to be her, and it sounds like that's how they picked him up. He may have made it clear out of the country if he hadn't done that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real chilling fact, right? I mean, it's a horrible case, terrible situation, beautiful young lady. You know, you can imagine the parents and family. The one thing you kind of expect is when you send off your daughter to college, she's going to be okay. You know, there might be a few parties that she shouldn't have gone to, but there's not going to be something as dramatic and traumatic as this. So, terrible moment for the family. I think the bottom line is, you know, when you go to a foreign country and face extradition, if you're not a citizen of that country, you're on a little bit of a fast track. So an Indian citizen in Germany is not going to take long, even if he contests the extradition hearing. The bigger issue with Germany in particular is their anti-death penalty.
Yep.
So if they're going to send him back to Arizona to stand trial, they're going to wring a concession out of the American authorities to not pursue the death penalty. And again, I'm not saying it was 100% a death penalty case, but you know, that's a starting precondition for them to remove him from German soil, whether he's a German citizen or an Indian citizen. So, yeah, that's kind of an unfortunate, in some ways, an unfortunate component of this. But I think once they get that concession in place, this will move within days or weeks, not weeks or months.
Yeah.
Now, we've seen this a lot in several different cases where, of course, like the suspect flees to a different country, and to extradite them, the U.S. has to agree not to sentence them to the death penalty. Now, some of these cases where they deserve the death penalty, but if we want to get them tried here, you have to take that off the table. But I mean, life without the possibility of parole is somewhat just as good. But what are your thoughts on that? Do you think that we should have to take death penalty off the table? But let's keep going.
Yeah, very interesting. Switching gears for a moment, we've seen some major fraud cases that have been very fruitful in a number of states through the White House. I want to just play this comment from Vice President.
We got the gist of that. Let's get over into the AI breakdown just to see what else we can learn from this topic. So, as we know, I'm not even going to try to say his name. The 20-year-old former University of Arizona student was arrested in Germany on August 9th, 2026 for allegedly murdering of his 19-year-old girlfriend, Julius, a fellow student. She was found strangled to death in her apartment on August 6th, shortly before she planned to end their relationship. He ended up fleeing the United States immediately after the crime, but was intercepted by international authorities and faces extradition back to Arizona. The police conducted a welfare check on August 6th and found her dead from obvious signs of strangulation. The roommate informed investigators that the boyfriend that she intended to break up with the boyfriend and kick him out due to a history of domestic violence and fear for her safety. Screaming was reportedly heard from her room the day prior. The boyfriend allegedly stole her phone and credit cards, flew from Tuscan to Houston, and then boarded a flight to Berlin with the intention of returning to India. Through a joint effort of the Tuscan Police Department and the FBI, German authorities detained him upon his arrival in Berlin. Let's see that the boyfriend was a business analyst student, but had recently been expelled for getting into a physical fight. He faces counts of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and is currently in German custody, awaiting formal extradition back to the county. Wow. It's a sad thing that women, she was trying to do the right thing, trying to leave him, but he wouldn't let that happen. He wouldn't let her escape from him. So he took what he could and he took her life from her. Luckily, which is a crazy thing, luckily he sent a text message to the mom and tried to do this whole shady thing and convince everybody that she was just going to be away for a while so he could get away. But luckily the mother knew something was wrong and called for a welfare check. Maybe we would have never seen him again if he would have made it to India. But let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. This is the type of stuff we got to look at, y'all. Women, if you ever are facing of domestic violence, leave the first time. You don't even have to say anything to them. Just leave and tell the authorities, because your life is precious and you don't know what he will do. Same thing for men, though. We got men. If your woman hits you, leave. It's as simple as that. But let me know your thoughts and let me know if you disagree with anything I said.